Our first movement in the underswitch category of our SNTs is the traditional underswitch. I'm going to start off by performing the underswitch once to each side with the call out, and then I'll begin to break it down. Okay, set crab. Left leg underswitch. Left leg underswitch. As you can see, in an underswitch, the leg is traveling underneath the body, and we're switching from crab to beast or beast to crab. Whenever we're teaching an underswitch, we always start from crab first because there are a couple of very important things that we need to pay extra close attention to. First off, we have an opposing limb lift, just like in our crab or beast activations whenever we do a contralateral lift. So let's say in this scenario, I want to perform a left leg underswitch. I'm going to lift my left foot and my right hand at the exact same time. The next thing I need to do, super important, I need to push on the gas. Now in animal flow, we consider the ball of our foot the gas pedal, and we consider our heel the brake. So before I can begin to rotate in an underswitch, I have to push on the gas. Watch this. Set crab. Left leg underswitch, I lift left foot, right hand, same time. I then have to push on the gas before rotating. Once I push on the gas and I begin to rotate, we're going to add another little element that is super important. We call it streamlining the rotation. Now, whenever I streamline the rotation, that just means that I'm trying to take my traveling limbs and condense them, bringing them in closer to my body. So let's say with my leg, I'm going to flex at the hip a little bit more, flex at the knee a little bit more, so I'm condensing the length of the leg. Same thing with the arm. Whenever I streamline the arm, I'll pick it up from the ground, bend the elbow and pull it towards the side rib. That way, my hand and my knee are closer in proximity. So watch this. Left leg underswitch, I lift, that's the first step. I push on the gas. I'm going to bend the elbow, bringing my elbow closer to the rib. I'll then bend the knee and hip, bringing my knee closer to the chest. So now my hand is closer to the opposite knee. This is my streamlined position. This is going to help me rotate through the window. As I'm rotating, my eyes will eventually spot my base hand. I know that in beasts, I want my hands exactly shoulder width and my knees and my feet hip width, which means as soon as I spot that hand, I know exactly where to drop my traveling hand, which is shoulder width. So watch this. Set crab, left leg underswitch, I lift, I push on the gas, I streamline the rotation, I begin to transition, I can spot my left hand, that way I know to drop my traveling hand shoulder distance. I can do a self-check, make sure that my knees and my feet are hip width. One additional thing I want to add here. Whenever I land, my left hand will be outwardly rotated a little bit. I can leave it there, or I can do a micro adjustment, but it's probably going to make the most sense to leave it there because whenever I come back, it's set up perfectly for my crab base. Okay, one more time, set crab. Left leg underswitch, I lift, push on the gas, streamline the rotation. I begin to transition through the movement window. Notice left ankle is plantar flexed. You can just think about toes being pointed. I go through the window, I spot the base hand, I drop traveling hand and foot at the same time. I should be in my perfect beast. All right, now quickly, let's take a look at the underswitch from beast. It's going to start in a very similar way. So let's say if I call out left leg underswitch, I'm going to lift left foot, right hand at the same time. I'll streamline the rotation. This time, instead of focusing so much on pushing on the gas, I'm going to focus on dropping the brake. Let's say I'm in beast and I call out left leg underswitch, I lift, streamline. I go through the window. Once I start getting squared up in this direction, I'm going to drop the heel. That's my stability. Once I drop the heel, I can drop the traveling hand and foot, making sure that I land in my perfect crab. Okay, left leg underswitch. Push on the gas, streamline, drop traveling hand and foot, same time. Left leg underswitch, I lift, streamline, get that heel down once my toes are pointing in the opposite direction of my base fingers, drop traveling hand and foot. Okay, team, there's your underswitch from crab and from beast.